All right, everybody, we're back. We have finished forming the little Easter eggs, and I popped them in the freezer just for a few minutes while I melted the chocolate. So again, 30 seconds I did a cup and a half of the semi-sweet Nestle Toll House morsels. If you don't use Nestle Toll House, that's totally fine. You can use something different, whatever you prefer. I just happen to really like the flavor of those, so that's why I use those. Okay, so I microwaved it 30 seconds and I took it out and I stirred it up a little bit, and then I put it back in the microwave and I microwaved it for about another 30 seconds, took it out and then kept stirring it. Okay, so that took about 2 minutes, okay, and then it was finished. So each time I would just kind of stir it a little bit. The first couple times, everything's lumpy and clumpy, but then that third and fourth time especially, it's all nice and smooth, and that's what you want. And so what you're gonna do is I've gotten 16 eggs out of this batch, okay? So again, if you wanna make more, that's completely fine. So I'm gonna put just a little dab of chocolate on the bottom of the parchment paper here. Now it's not a full teaspoon. I would say a half of a teaspoon, and I'm just using a regular spoon, like a regular, I don't know what you would do, like a coffee spoon, like a regular teaspoon. All right, so I'm gonna do 4 rows down, 4 rows across. Now, depending on the type of baller that you used to make these, you may have less, you may have more, which is completely fine. You do whatever you want to do as far as that whole size goes. If you want to just make little tiny ones, or if you want to make bigger ones. These are pretty decent size. These are about the size that after flattening them out, they came out a lot bigger. Sometimes I keep them more of the lines of a football, and I'll take it out and I'll take with 2 spoons and I'll just kind of do this, and they'll come out a little rounder and puffier. Or you can keep them completely round, similar to that of just the regular holiday peanut butter balls that a lot of people make around the holidays. So again, this recipe you can use for the peanut butter balls as well. It's almost the exact same recipe. So just go ahead and save this for any type of peanut butter and chocolate treat that you want to make. Okay, so I've got 16 dots on my other baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to transfer these, and as I do, I'm just going to kind of squish them down. What this is doing is this is coating the bottom without you dipping it in and doing all that stuff, okay? This is kind of taking the work out of that. Now what you want to do is you just want to press it down just till you see the chocolate kind of coming out of the sides just a hair. Now the chocolate's going to be a little bit bigger than the actual shape of your peanut butter, which that's exactly what you want, okay? So you want that chocolate to come out. And if it comes out too big, as far as if it comes way out, well, then just make sure that you maybe test one. If you've never done this before, just maybe kind of test one and say, oops, that's too much. And then you can kind of accommodate and kind of touch it up where you need to touch it up, okay? Now this may not completely cover your egg. It may not, depending on the shape of your egg. All mine are different shapes. They're the same volume-wise because I use that melon baller, but depending on the shape of my hands when I was doing it, they all come out a little bit different, which is cool. Like I said, you're not catering anything, so it's not like everything has to be exact. All right, so now what you're gonna do with the remaining chocolate, now if this starts to get thicker at any point, just pop it back in the microwave for about 15 seconds and then stir it, and it'll come right back to its consistency, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit bigger scoop this time, almost a whole teaspoon, and I'm gonna dab it across the top of each one of these. Now again, you're gonna judge based on how much chocolate you like versus the peanut butter, but you're almost gonna let it kind of fall off to the sides. All right, but you don't have to get too fancy with it yet, because we're gonna use some centrifugal force here in just a minute to kind of make it go down over the sides. And again, you'll be able to tell with your chocolate if, oh, I need to heat this back up, if it starts getting too too thick on you. All right. So these are just so delicious. And like I said when I was doing the mix, they're not sugary sweet at all. They're so creamy. And like I said, I was really surprised when I first made this recipe quite a while ago that how creamy it actually was with all of that confectionery sugar. And I'm not like, there's not like tons of it in there, but I was surprised with the amount of confectionery sugar, how creamy these really were. So I love these. These are actually, those Reese's eggs that are in the store used to be my favorite. Oh, I used to love getting those. But now, not so much. They're actually too sweet for me now, just because this is a much richer dessert. I'm kind of more on the richer part of the dessert sides than I am the sugary desserts. I'm not into like the real sweet sugary candies. Maybe I was when I was a kid, but I've always been like a dark chocolate lover. I love dark chocolate. So I'm not into that really kind of sticky sweet kind of stuff. But if you are, then that's fine. You can definitely have these a little bit more sugary if you want to. Just add a little bit more confectionery sugar, but don't add too much, just because then that kind of screws up the consistency of it. You can also do, if you want to do a little bit different take on this and not you do chocolate. I don't know why you wouldn't be a chocolate lover. I really don't understand people that don't like chocolate. No judge. I'm not judging you, you know. I just don't understand you. Yeah, that's all. I love, 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 and I'm addicted to. Hi, my name is Dee Dee and I'm addicted to chocolate. Yeah, that's me. All right. So, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with facing my fear of I'm a chocoholic. All right, so I think we've got them all here. But you could do white chocolate if you wanted to. You could do butterscotch. That might be good, butterscotch and peanut butter. Yeah. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a little bit of force, everybody. We're just gonna tap it down onto our counter. And I know this is kind of noisy, I apologize. All right, as you tap it, you will see all of the chocolate just kind of melt down. Now, if you don't like that noise, you can like put a couple pot holders down or even like a dish towel. All right, so let's do this. I want to show you a different way. All right, see the dish towel? Oh, that's better. That doesn't wake up the babies. Yeah, okay. I don't have any babies here, so I forget that sometimes, you know, you got those little munchkins that are trying to sleep while you're trying to be creative and have like 2 seconds to breathe. Yeah. All right, so now what you're gonna see is you're gonna see some discrepancies here, okay? You're gonna see, oh crud, I missed this part, I missed that part. You know what, in reality, folks, it's okay. You don't have to have the whole thing covered, all right? You're gonna see that, oh, it's like way off. Well, you're gonna fix that later. Now, if you need more chocolate, everyone, just melt some more, all right? So I'm gonna continue covering these, just kind of dabbing them. I'm gonna like kind of pat them down a little bit more here and there. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop these in the refrigerator for 30 minutes, all right? Or you can put them in the freezer, either one. Freezer or refrigerator, whatever's easiest or whatever you've got the most room in. That's what I do. Where do I have the most room? So I'm gonna pop those in. I'm gonna let them set until they harden on the top. And then when we take them out, we're gonna shape them and they're gonna be just perfect. So hang on tight, tune back in just a few minutes and we're gonna have these all nice and perfect for you. All right, everybody, we're back. These have been sitting, I actually put them in the freezer just to kind of speed things up, and they sat in the freezer about 10 minutes. Okay, so the chocolate has re-solidified and it's gone back to its solid state, okay? And what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna transfer them onto a plate and kind of clean up any imperfections that there may be. Now, I'm gonna put my, my kitchen sink on hot and try to get the water going there, because if I need to trim any off with a knife, I would use a paring knife, not like a serrated knife or anything like that, but a straight edge knife, and these paring knives work great. So what I do is I kind of run that under the tap just to warm up the blade a little bit, and it makes a nice clean cut on some of these eggs that we need to clean up a little bit, okay? So after that warms up, I'm just gonna kind of give it a little wipe with my hands, or you can give it a wipe with a paper towel. Now most of these came out pretty good. There might be little corners here and there that you need to just kind of pick off. Let's see. Yeah, these all came out pretty good. There's a few of them here and there that they're not gonna be perfect. They're definitely not the store type because they're gonna have those little imperfections here and there. But if you can't, here's one right here. See, like the little thick edges right there, just take your knife, and you may get a little bit of the peanut butter showing, but that's okay. Just kind of shave away really lightly the extra chocolate, or you can keep it on there if you want to. It's completely up to you. But again, you can kind of just go around the edges and kind of clean them up a little bit. Most all of these came out pretty good because what I did is before I put them in the freezer, I went ahead with my little mini spatula and I just kind of wiped around the edges and kind of cleaned up that chocolate that was around it that kind of spread out. I scooped it back up and just kind of made a little swoop around. Made a couple taps and popped them back in the freezer. That makes a big difference when you're going to go around the edges here. So as you can see, they just make the perfect peanut butter egg here. And we'll break this one open just because we can. There you go, folks. Perfect, just like the store. So these are gonna be a great treat for your kids, your grandkids, you, your husband, whoever. So give it a try. It's a super simple recipe. It takes a little bit of time, but really not much more time than anything else. So, and these are perfect. The kids are gonna love these so much. So, hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's a really easy thing. Just go down there, see that little red subscribe, click it. That's all you gotta do, okay? And then you can kind of be clued in on all the videos that we do here. So thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, whatever you do, don't forget, you make it with love. See you next time.